With over 10,000 cards in the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG game, where do you start when you want to build a deck? Well, most people start on the internet, most notably YouTube. However, how good is some of these decks that we see profiled day in and day out on that platform? Me being the curious person I am, I'm going to try and find out. Welcome to NetDeck 101. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. You know who it is by now.
Jimothy.
Now we are back, ladies and gents, NetDeck episode 4, and today we have decided to look at Slim YGO's Pure Invoked deck. Now this is a very interesting take on the Invoked engine, or should I say deck. So without wasting any more time, ladies and gents, we're going to get straight into the duels and we will be back for the evaluation at the end.
A few moments later.
You done messed up, Aaron!
This is the deck list that Slim YGO profiled on his channel, ladies and gents, and as always I will leave a link in the description to the original video as well as an iCard for you guys. Now let's get into the pros and the cons of this deck. So starting off with the pros, Alistair is an easy engine to go into. Basically it's a 1-card Macabre, a 1-card Purga Trio depending on situation, and it's very easy and accessible. It's a very simple strategy to play, as you know exactly what your deck is going to do. Also, the interruptions are just out of this world. The amount of times I've just hand trapped my opponent out of existence is just absolutely crazy. Again, it's a simple strategy to play, and it puts up some quite terrifying boards when you're backed up with a number of hand traps. Now for the cons. The hand traps are the biggest and the worst thing about this deck. At times they can be very cloggy. Sometimes I've just had, well, you've seen in the replays where I've just had hand traps and not being able to access Alistair or Invocation, which means it's a bit of a problem to get your deck going. Also, you can't always access Alistair. Apart from Magical Meltdown, there's no other way of searching it, which is a bit of an issue, specifically because there's no other way to kind of get your engine going. Unless your opponent plays any link monsters and you got Phantasma in your hand, you are kind of stuck to setting hand traps potentially, which is never a good thing to be doing, especially going second. Also, it falls to back row. Back row decks can kind of sometimes outgrind this deck. And the final thing that I want to say is Mystic Mine. Oh boy. Now this card is A+ and A-. The amount of hate I got for playing Mystic Mine, ladies and gents. I am talking about people in the chat log absolutely abusing the life out of me for playing Mystic Mine. It's obviously hated amongst the Yu-Gi-Oh community. I myself don't like it that much, but it does serve a purpose, specifically in this deck. Being able to stall out to be able to draw into more of your engine is definitely a good thing. But on top of that though, it's also a negative thing. And finally, the extra deck. The extra deck was pretty solid. I probably would have put a few more of the invoked monsters, for example Cocytus, just to kind of like stall out and just hold tight until you can draw into more of your engine. And also Borosword, I probably would have took that out for Psyframe Lord Lambda, because there was a few times when I had Gamma in hand and I had monsters on field and I was not able to basically utilize it, so it was a dead card in my hand, especially when I had no access to Macabre. So all in all, ladies and gents, a very fun deck to play. I do urge you to play this. It's quite pricey actually, for a non-meta deck, but it's definitely something that you should look to kind of mess about with on like EDO Pro or Dueling Book. It does need a little bit of work in my opinion. It needs a few more cards just to have a more of a board presence apart from Alistair, but that's my overall evaluation from it. Is there anything that you disagree or agree with? If so, get at me in the comment section below. And as always, we find ourselves at the end of another video. If you do like this content, be sure to like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I will definitely see you guys on the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.